Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Patton's Downtown Grill for our first Raider Coaches show. And if you know who I am, I'm Mike Sneed, and this is Lee Wallace, and we are the radio guys for G104 FM. Every Friday night at 6 o'clock, we have our Countdown to Kickoff show, followed by the Game of the Week, and then on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, we have Carolina Football Today. So we're excited about being here, introducing the coaches and the players and all those folks involved to you, the community of Richmond County, and what a pleasure it is to be here tonight. Our first guest is Offensive Coordinator Steve Bordeaux. And Steve, first of all, tell us a little bit about your track getting all the way to Richmond County.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who helped put this together. I started out at Middle Creek High School up in Raleigh about 5 years ago as an offensive line coach. And then the past 3 years, I was the offensive coordinator there. When I heard about the opportunity to come to Richmond County, I knew the great tradition of the program, and I thought it would be a great opportunity. It reminded me a whole lot of home. I went to Southwest Onslow down in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's a smaller version to me of what Richmond County is. You know, very successful football program. It's a tight-knit community, and it's been successful for several years.
Well, Steve, we're glad to have you here with us again, along with the rest of the coaching staff. The season started off this year 3-1. Our first three games had victories over Rocky River, 35-7. Our second game with Anson County ended up
43-20.
43-20. Third game was thought maybe our best game of the year against Douglas Byrd. Ended up winning 55-12. And then last week we ran into a little bit of a stumbling block with a very good Butler team, but a team that I thought overall, even though the score didn't show that, we matched up pretty well with them. Things got a little bit out of hand in the beginning in that first half, but the second half I felt like we held our own and didn't allow them past our 34-yard line at all in the second half, and that was even with their number ones in there. So tell us a little bit about that game and the season so far.
The game last week, I was happy to see the way the defense played in the second half. They come up and really they locked down the Butler offense. The first half they played well as well. Offense kind of had a couple mistakes that put points on the board for Butler's offense. You know, a couple mistakes that obviously we would like to have those plays back. But I felt I was happy to see that we responded in the second half. Took the coaching we had, our players fought to the end, and we beat them in the second half.
You're exactly right. One of the comments I heard after the game was the players played hard all the game, and you can't ask for anything more than that. And I talked to you a little bit a while ago. That was a good measuring stick, I think, to let the kids know exactly where we're at and the hard work. And I know they've been working very hard in this new system. How hard they have to work to get to that next level, and I think that was a good measuring stick for that. I think you have some highlights of the game that you want to show us tonight.
Yes, sir. The first clip will be one of the first plays of the game. It's the ninth play of the game. We're kicking off. We have an onside kick called. It'll be to the top of the screen here. Darius Skinner's going to end up recovering it. It was a great kick. We're calling this from the sideline right now. Some of our coaches are signaling in. Players see the signal, and then we have to execute this to make sure it is. On film, we noticed a certain guy leaving early. He left early, and we were able to successfully recover the ball. And actually, it led to a good drive on offense. It didn't lead to points, but it got us the ball back on offense. See this from the back angle. Drops it right where he wanted. Skinner's there to pick up the ball. All right, next clip is a defensive clip. They're going to be running to our side here. Again, actually, Darius Skinner makes the play, steps up, and they end up having like a 4-yard loss on the play. You notice Streeter gets under the block here, and it kind of leaves Skinner running free. That's a big play early in the game for defense. All right, another defensive clip. It's 3rd down and 6. Defense able to get off the field with a sack here. Khalil comes off the edge, makes the quarterback step up, and Carl steps in from the backside and makes the tackle. We didn't bite on the fake. Carl continued to run on the play action fake. All right, this is later in the first half. It's 3rd down and long. All right, we end up completing a deep pass to Lavelle. He goes up over 2 guys. Leon leaves the ball right where it needs to be, and Lavelle makes a good play and gives us some momentum a little bit before the half. Good play in traffic, good catch in traffic. You notice offensive line-wise, and this angle is going to show the offensive line getting back in their vertical sets, giving us good protection, because that was a deep throw. Without those guys up front, that type of thing is not going to happen. So let's see it from this angle. We get back, nice job up front, gives Leon plenty of time, and then over the middle you got Lavelle coming across. And we have one more clip here, another offensive clip. This is going to be a run by Leon. We're actually reading a player on the defensive side. So the ball could go to Quintel going outside, or if a defender does something, what he did on this play, Leon will pull it and follow his blocker, make a little move and score. You'll see it better from this angle. He's reading what this guy does. If he runs outside, he pulls it. If he runs inside, he gives it. He's set there, so he got up in the hole, and we got a touchdown off that. So that's the highlights off of Butler game.
In this new system, you've got kids that have been accustomed to running the triple option for many, many years. It's been a lot of hard work put in on and off the field as far as film rooms and everything else. How have these kids, especially Leon Ziegler, I'm really been impressed by him. How have you seen his footwork and his progression from game one, or from the first very day that you saw him in this offense, to where he's at right now?
Yeah, Leon, as the whole offense, is getting better every day. It's a totally different offense for him. Passing game wise, there's a lot of similarities run game wise as far as having to read defenders, and the offense in the past, having that in place already kind of helped us in the run game, being very good at reading a defender and knowing when to give it or to keep it. But passing game wise, it is obviously totally different. He's done a great job, and he saw improvements even today at practice.
That's great. Well, that's going to do it for this segment. We're going to be back for more of the Raiders Coaching Show here at Patton's Downtown Grill. Welcome back to Patton's Downtown Grill, the Raider Coaches Show, our first event of the year. And with us now, very special guest, senior offensive lineman Austin Patrick. Austin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Austin, playing offensive line at Richmond Senior High School is as much a privilege, I guess, as it is a great opportunity. Talk about your years. This is your senior year, your 3 years of playing offensive line at Richmond Senior High School.
Well, when you start off playing offensive line, it's not something that necessarily everybody wants to do.
That's correct.
Right. So you kind of got to just learn to love it, And over the years, past 3 years I played, I've had a few injuries, but I've came back, and starting my senior year, I'm pretty excited, and I'm pretty happy to play offensive line.
Well, the offensive line is a group of guys that really doesn't get a lot of attention as far as making the touchdowns getting all the press and the headlines. But you guys are a pretty special group. You're a tight-knit group, and I think that you really have to work hard. To me, playing offensive line would probably be one of the hardest positions to play because you have to know the different types of blocks that you have to make. There's stretch blocks and different kinds of blocks. Tell us about being a lineman on the offensive line.
Yeah, it is tough. You know, of course, it's tough just period playing football. But when it comes off the line, it's real technical. You know, you got to take certain steps to get to places that if you didn't take that step, you would never get there.
Right.
So it's a lot of work, and it's paying a lot of attention to detail. You know, and that's as long as you do the little things right, usually you can be pretty successful.
Well, as a guard, I think you played the guard position on the offensive line. When you come up to the line of scrimmage, what are you looking for as far as what the defense is presenting?
Usually, you look to see what they're lined up in, and then you get the play call, and from there you just go. You know, I mean, it's full speed.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's a tough battle between the trenches, like everyone talks about, and. You know, we congratulate you. What are your future plans after you leave Richmond Senior High School?
I'd definitely like to go to college, maybe play college football, and pursue a career in engineering or something of that sort. And the college I'm really looking to go to is UNC Charlotte, but I'm open to anything, I guess.
I understand. Great school.
Yeah. One more question, Austin. When you're trying to communicate with your fellow linemen, okay, you realize that you've got this play coming up, or you go back to the sidelines, you say, hey, we can do better. How do y'all get together, and what do y'all talk about as far as, okay, we're going to go out the next series, and we're going to really try to make this better? What kind of things do you talk about?
Well, whenever you come to the sideline, you know, you get in the huddle. Everybody feeds off other people's energy, you know. So if you bring high energy into that huddle, you know, usually you can get everybody else, so you get them hyped up, and you can get them ready to go for the next play. And if you bring energy to the offensive line, you bring energy to the line, usually things go a lot better. You got to be you just got to be excited, and you got to be energetic about what you're going to do.
Well, Austin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good luck the rest of the year, and good luck with your future plans. We'll be back for more of the Raiders Coaching Show here live from Patton's Downtown Grill. Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show, brought to you from Downtown Grill, Hitchcock Place, home of Patton's Downtown Grill. And with me, another special guest, defensive linebacker, Devin Hunt. Devin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Devin, as a defense, thank you. Devin is one of the guys who delivers the big hits. The first time I saw him play, I think, was last year down at Myrtle Beach, and he lit up the quarterback from Marlboro County, and I had to get his name, who he was. So been knowing him, keeping up with him quite regular since then. But Devin, this is your senior year, and you're the captain of the defense. Tell us what it's like to play middle line. Is it middle linebacker you play, or wherever defense you're in?
It's inside. We don't have a middle. It's just inside backer, and you have outside.
Well, what's it like playing inside backer for Richmond Senior High School?
It's fun. I mean, it's difficult a little bit, because you got a lot of keys to read, but overall, it's it's a wonderful position to play. You know,
Yeah.
it's because you're able to move wherever you want to go, and just be a playmaker there. So.
Well, as a captain of the defense, and fortunately, when I played, I was a captain of the defense. I wasn't quite as big as you were, but being a captain of a defense, you have a lot of responsibilities. When you see an offense come out to the line of scrimmage and you're getting your guys set up, what are you reading and what calls do you have to make?
Well, first of all, the coaches give us a call, and
Gotcha.
we have a game plan as we go in.
Right.
And once he gives us a call, I have to look at the formation of what they're in and set it up the right way. And just like I said, my keys are my guards and my tackles and the running backs. And so that's what I'm basically going off of.
Also, as a captain of the defense, do you kind of look around and make sure that everybody else is in the right place where they need to be? Is that one of the jobs that you have to do?
The D-line is what I really focus on. The
Right.
corners and safeties, I don't worry
Right.
about them. But
Right.
the D-line, I make sure that they're in the right spot.
Well, that's great. Well, Devin, do you have any future plans after you leave Richmond Senior High School?
Yes, sir. Want to go to Western Carolina, do criminal justice.
Awesome. Well, I also know you play baseball too. I got to see you some last year play for Coach Ricky Young on the baseball team.
Yes,
and being a two-sport athlete, that gives you a lot of opportunities. And do you hope to play athletics when you go to college?
Yes, sir.
Well, Western Carolina, I think, is one of the top schools, and I think you'll do well there.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back from Patton's Downtown Grill after this break.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaching Show here from Patton's Downtown Grill. We have a couple of special guests with us again tonight. The Superintendent of Richmond County Schools, Dr. Cindy Goodman. And Cindy, first of all, I know that you were a student of Richmond County Schools. How does it feel to go through the school system here and work your way all the way up to the top dog, so to speak?
Well, I don't know about top dog. I think some days that title is more fun than others.
Absolutely.
But I have been a Raider fan in several different capacities. I was a Richmond Raider in 1978. I came to the games as a student. Then when I taught in Richmond County, I would attend the ball games to watch my former students. I was a junior high teacher, and I would come watch the boys in high school. So I was a big fan. I came to see Eric Thomas and Mike Thomas and Oscar Sturgis and those guys play. And now it's fun to be here as a superintendent. As I've gotten older, I mean, the one thing that's constant is I'm a Raider fan, but as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate our young men for lots of different reasons. Not only are they great athletes, but they are great young men. When I visit the high school, I'm always amazed at their manners and how well behaved our students are.
Yeah, we have the privilege of meeting a lot of those guys too with what we do. Now, as far as athletics go and Raider football, how does it benefit the athletic programs? You know, we say that maybe Raider football helps carry all the athletic programs, because we're so rich in tradition. We have a great following here. How important is it to have a program like Richmond Raiders football in a school system?
Well, it's important for lots of reasons. One is fun, it's something for us to do. But I think the most important value that our football program has is it's a unifying thing. It's a rallying cry for the community. We're all Raider fans. You know, we are not Hamlet folks, Rockingham folks, Ellerby folks,
right,
or Hoffman folks. We are all Raider fans. So I think that's probably the most important thing about our program. Financially, it does help fund some of the minor sports, but it's important for lots of reasons.
Absolutely. Well, getting away from the athletics and talking about the academic side of Richmond County schools, it's a very difficult time this day and age with all the things, the limitations that the government puts on school systems. How do you manage to balance everything out to get everything where it needs to be?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I'm so proud of our scores this year. We have recently found out that 14 of our 16 schools made expected or high growth as the state measures the success of a school.
Great.
We benchmark against about 16 different districts around us, and over the past 6 years, Richmond County has steadily risen in the rankings. I think when we first started measuring, we were second from the bottom, and now we are in the top half. So I'm very proud of our progress. I'm proud of our teachers, and of course, I'm proud of our students.
I know you are. In your tenure and as superintendent, where would you like to see the future of Richmond County schools go, say 10 years from now?
Well, I want all of our students, of course, you know, our goal every year is to have all of our students college or career ready when they leave Richmond Senior High School.
That's great. That's great. And I think y'all do a wonderful job. And I applaud our teachers for all their hard work. Our other guest, Dr. Jeff Maples. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And as assistant superintendent, give us a little bit about your background and your role in assisting Dr. Goodman in Richmond County school system.
Well, it's sort of like, you know, there's a head football coach and they have assistant football coaches, and I'm one of her assistants to help support her and make sure the vision and the mission with Richmond County schools is successful. And, you know, my day is varied, but usually it has something to do with curriculum and instruction, supporting the schools and the teachers, and providing professional development for our teachers. But sometimes, you know, there's other things that she asks me to do. And Richmond County Schools is a great place to work. We have a great team, and we work well together. We have awesome principals and teachers, and we've done a great job this year recruiting teachers from many different states. When it's been so hard to fill positions in other counties, we find ourselves in really good shape, and our HR department and Mr. Carter do a great job doing that. So I think this district is moving forward and doing a great job.
Okay, I'd just like to add, when when Dr. Maples was talking about our team, I think we're probably fairly unique in that the 4 members of our cabinet are all, I guess I should say, sports fans. I know Jeff participated in lots of sports. I guess you would say he's somewhat of an athlete. I know Mr. Julian Carter played high school sports. Our other cabinet member, Mr. Dennis Quick, he played, he ran cross country, basketball and track at UNC Chapel Hill. So, and I, of course, played high school tennis and still play tennis. So that is something that we all share and we all enjoy.
Well, when the government cracks down so much as they do you have a liaison that, or maybe a lobbyist, so to speak, that goes to Raleigh and talks with the officials up there and says, look, you know, we can't get by with this. We've got to have this and this and this. So how do you work with the folks up in Raleigh to help the school system out?
Well, I work very closely with,
well, I know you
with one legislator. I guess you could say I have his ear at times.
Yes.
We're constantly speaking to members, our representatives and state senators, trying to get more funding for public education.
That's great. That's great. Was there anything that you want to say to the folks here tonight about the Raider football team or Raider sports in general before we close out?
I'm just so grateful for everyone that came out tonight. It is a great night. The weather could not be better. This is a great spot. I hope you'll come back next week. We'll have more highlights and more guests.
Well, we're going to take another break right here, and we'll come back for more Raider Coaches Show from Patton's Downtown Grill. Welcome back to the Raiders Coaching Show here from Patton's Downtown Grill, and our next guest is a familiar face that you see not only on Friday nights but anywhere that the cheerleaders are performing. Our cheerleading coach, Meredith Hood. Meredith, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
That's right.
That's right.
Meredith, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you or how you got involved at Richmond County and especially the cheerleading program.
We moved here, my family moved here about 8 years ago when my son went to kindergarten. We wanted to move to Richmond County. My in-laws lived here and they coached here. So we moved here so my boys could play football for them. When I was on my way down here, Coach Schuler was the AD at that time and
Right.
they needed a JV coach, so I took over the JV program at that time.
Well, tell us a little bit about cheerleading. We know that cheerleaders are not just involved on the Friday night games. We know they do basketball and all that, but there's a lot of work and preparation that goes into what they do each and every week. I just get amazed at some of the acrobats that they're able to do on Friday nights, the tumbling, the lifts, and all that. But tell us a little bit about what it takes to prepare to be a cheerleader at Richmond Senior or anywhere for that matter.
They get started in May. They try out in May. And then we practice all summer. They practice 3 times a week, almost every week except for our 2 off weeks. They do Raider Cheer Camp in the summer where they have a bunch of little girls that come and they teach those girls Raider cheers, and we have our big camp. And then we go to UNC camp ourselves, and we learn new stunts and new pyramids. And then I go to the coaches clinic also, and we found out new rules and regulations of things that we can do for our season.
Now, rules and regulations, I didn't think there would be any rules and regulations on, is there certain things you can and can't do
yes.
as far as lifting?
Yes, there, and those rules change each and every year. You never know from one year to the next what you're going to be able to do and what you're not going to be able to do. You might do something one year and you might turn around next year you can't do it and they think it's illegal. But yes, we go and we find out everything that we can and cannot do.
Well, that's amazing. I tell you what, I really get impressed by all the girls down there as hard as they work, and we got a perfect shot of them from our booth up there. But again, you know, in preparing, you said that they came in May and try out. Mm-hmm. What does that consist of as far as the trying out portion of making cheerleader?
They have a week of cheerleading, cheers, chants, a dance, tumbling, and stunning. And they have to work on those things and perform those things at the end of the week.
Now, Meredith, during the year, you want the cheerleaders, the athletes, to have a good balance of academics as well as cheerleading. So how much do you practice during the week? Because they got a real life at school and academics and family life and church life.
They practice 3 nights a week, and then they have their game on Friday. And they have gymnastics if they choose to go 1 night a week.
Well, that's an awesome part of Richmond Raider sports, and it's always good to see those lovely girls. And one of my favorite parts about the cheerleading is the other night when you had all the cheerleaders from all the schools up there at the cheer night, and that was great to see even the youngsters up there as well. So, Meredith, thank you for joining us again tonight, and good luck with your crew. Now, will they go to any competitions this year?
We are planning on it.
Awesome.
We hope to go in December.
Well, good luck. I
Thank you.
hope you do well. So we're going to take another break, and we'll come back for more Raider Coaches Show here from Patton's Downtown Grill. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show here at Patton's Downtown Grill. Our next guest is Mary Catherine Coltrane. She's a senior cheerleader at Richmond Senior High in her second year on the varsity. And she was an all-state cheerleader. Let's give her a hand. She was an all-state cheerleader from Richmond Senior High. She's also one of the top students. So she's an example of a student athlete who can excel both on the athletic field and in the classroom. Well, tell us how you balance that, Mary Catherine.
It's not easy, but you just have to take it day by day and step by step. And cheering is something I love doing, and my academics is something I strive to achieve in and do my best. And so it's just all about balancing and prioritizing.
So you start in May, and you try out for the team, and then you've got a team. Tell us how you as a senior and one of the leaders have helped bring this cheerleading team together so that when it comes to Friday nights or Tuesday and Friday nights, you're together and you do really good cheering.
I am proud to be a Richmond Raider cheerleader. Our team works so well together. We start out in May, like you said. We practice all summer, and it's a very intense practice schedule, 3 to 4 hours, 3 days a week during the summer, every day after school. We do gymnastics. A lot of us do dance outside of school also, so it's a very rigorous schedule, but we work so well together.
What is the best thing about being a cheerleader? You've mentioned the camaraderie and all the work, but what's the best thing after you go home Friday night and think about that week? What's the best thing about the week usually when you're a cheerleader?
I love everything about being a cheerleader, but I would have to say just how the cheerleaders present themselves. Like, I love the cheering, the dancing part, but it's all about how you present yourself as a cheerleader, because you're more than just a physical athlete, but you also have to be role models and leaders of the school.
Now, we know you have to leave Richmond after you complete your senior year. Tell us what you're going to do next year.
I will be attending Wake Forest University in the fall of 2016, and I hope I can cheer there as well. I'll try out in the spring of this year.
Okay. Mike, you got any questions for Mary Catherine?
No, I just want to say thank you and congratulations for the work that you do. Well done, and I know it's hard work. And you talked about the camaraderie. One thing that I remember about playing sports back in school is I made a lot of friends that I could really count on. And you'll carry this friendship with these girls for the rest of your life, I promise you that. So thank you so much for joining us again here tonight, and best of luck the rest of the way and next year at Wake Forest. We hope you do well.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
We're going to take another break here from Patton's Grill from the Raiders Coaches Show, and we'll be back for more right after these messages.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaching Show here from Patton's Downtown Grill. Once again, I'm Mike Sneed, and with me is Lee Wallace. And we're going to bring back Coach Steve Bordeaux talking about the upcoming games. And, you know, Richmond Senior High School has a great tradition, not only with the varsity over the past 43 years, but over the past few years, several years, the ninth grade academy has done really well. And also the JV has a streak going, I think, of about 33 games now. Talk about them and the upcoming games this week, Steve.
Yes, sir. The ninth grade academy will play on Thursday at Pinecrest. They'll play this week and next week. They only had 4 games scheduled because Hope County actually was unable to continue their freshman team. So we're still looking for a game or two if we can pull some more freshman teams in. So far, the 2-0. Coach Hope's doing a great job, and the rest of the coaches with the freshman players. We look forward to going hopefully 3-0 on Thursday. JV will also play at home against Southview on Thursday. Coach Jones is leading the offense of group, and Coach Fly working with the defense. They've done a great job so far this year. I don't believe we've actually let up a defensive touchdown to this point on JV, and in offense we've had a lot of explosive plays. We put up a whole lot of points a couple different weeks.
And then Friday night, the Raider varsity team travels down to Southview, the Hope Mills area, to take on the Tigers of Southview High School. Again, what do you expect from that team? We know they're a young team. They have a new coach after the passing of Coach Randy Ledford. I think it's Scott Brewington has come in. His son's the quarterback. What do you expect from them this week as we play the Tigers?
I expect them to be well prepared. Coach Brewington's a great coach. Know him from the past when he was in North Carolina a few years ago. I think he went down to Florida for a few years. Actually, his son is the quarterback as a freshman, and had a great week last week. They started out with 2 close losses, and then actually they're on a 2-game winning streak now, beat 2 of our conference opponents. So we expect them to be well prepared for Friday night.
Now, their defense, they have a couple of guys. We've getting ready to do our show, for their countdown show, and we look over some of the stats. They've got some guys on the defensive side that are pretty good ball players too. What is your offense this week going to face as far as their defense?
They show multiple things on defense, so we're going to have to prepare for several different looks and be able to adjust if they show something different on a Friday night. That's the one great thing about our offense. We're going to take what they're going to give us. You don't go in with a mindset of we got to do this, we got to do this. We're going to do what's going to be successful. But they do have some very impressive looking players on defense.
Well, Coach, we look forward to it and can't wait for Friday nights to get here. We enjoy watching you guys play, and all the players that came out tonight, man, you're a blessing to us to be able to watch. And I want to thank all of you who came out tonight, and this is going to be a weekly production, so I invite you back next Tuesday night, again at 6:30 here from Patton's Grill. And
Monday night.
Monday night. Did I say Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Monday night. And we'll be here next Monday night at Patton's Grill, and we thank the folks here for allowing us to come, and thank all of you for coming, and make sure you go out and cheer these Raider sports on to victory each and every week. They need all the support that they can get, and you know, it's pretty cheap entertainment for Friday night. And thank you so much. Thank you, Coach, for coming. All of our guests, have a great night, and we'll see you next week.